Hey, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on, world? Evan here. Feeling a little drunk, kind of contemplative, very reflective, and don't really know what to do with it. So I thought I'd just put this out there in the world and, share some love for all those people out there that desperately need it. You know, back when I had my surgery, I mean, fuck, I don't even want to talk about it, right? It's 5 years ago now at this point. Yeah, 5 years ago at this point, had a noggin unclogging. And it's weird. It's still in my mind. As you can see, I'm fucking talking about it here, December 13th, 2024. But it's like, it's part of you. Like whether you heal, whether you fall, whether you have a brutal road to recovery, whether you have an easy road to recovery, it's part of your story. It's part of who you are. And I feel like since my road to recovery was, some could classify it as a little more rough, a little more dicey. It's still with me a lot more, I think, than what it would have been had it been a minor speed bump. It really turned into a much larger, I guess, pit stop, if you will. It really fully derailed the game plan I had initially for my life. And it's, for the longest time, I really struggled with like a deep seated depression because of it. And it really fucked me up. But over the courses of, 18 months, I pulled myself out of it through a combination of, hormone replacement and getting treated for sleep apnea. But what's interesting now, and kind of the reason I wanted to make this video, is I'm in the process of getting off of hormones. I took my last testosterone injection about 10 days ago, and now I'm taking something I affectionately call Ball Saver, but it's some HCG compound. Kickstarts my testicles to start making my testosterone again naturally, so I can get off the sauce, as I call it, altogether, and just live naturally. But getting off of it, I'm feeling much more calm. I'm feeling much more reflective. My blood pressure's down, and just overall, it really feels like I'm kind of like moving in the direction that I should be moving in. But I still have moments where I feel weird. I'm still not 100%, and that's okay. That's totally fine. Do I wish it were differently? Like, would I prefer to not have these random bouts of lightheadedness or this, anxiety about being mentally retarded or any of that? Then fuck yeah, like totally, dude. Who wouldn't want that, right? But it's nice to know, or it's nice to see like the changes it's making, in the sense that like I no longer am like, woe is me. I think a lot of people struggle with the victimhood. I struggled with the victimhood. I was a fucking victim for a long time about it, man. Long time. And fortunately now I'm not, right? Now I've shifted my perspective a little bit. I'm much more call it grateful for the opportunity. I think had this not happened to me, I probably wouldn't have married my wife. I would have been flying high and cruising in Cambodia, flying some aircraft. But instead I'm in Wenatchee, Washington, with a beautiful wife, selling real estate, and I love it. I'm stoked. It's perfect. And it's interesting because if you look back and you kind of like step back from the grass is greener and like, holy shit, this is really cool and it's so cool and what's in it for me, et cetera, et cetera. And you realize that like the life of a pilot, while incredible, while you see some of the most beautiful things that mankind has ever seen, in my opinion, from an elevated perspective, at the core of it, it's got to be incredibly lonely. And I think that's something I would have only realized too late, right? Maybe after a failed marriage, or, maybe I would have crashed and died, right? Maybe it's a divine intervention to keep me out of the skies because I was susceptible to illusions that happen when you're aloft. And who knows, maybe I'd be flying single pilot in the clouds and I'd get a wicked illusion and I'd, fucking crash into a hillside and I'd kill everybody with me. So going on a bit of a random tangent there, but not really sure kind of what the point of all this is, but I guess I was just feeling compelled to kind of share my story and a little update, I guess, if you will. Here we are 6 years later, 5 years later. Yeah, 5 years later, feeling good, feeling blessed. Everything's okay. And you may be in the thick of it right now, and you may have lost your dreams too. But just realize and just know in your heart of hearts, like, you have to believe this because it will be true. This happened to you for a reason. It's God, it's the universe, it's whatever you want to put on it, pulling you in a different direction than what you thought you needed, than what you thought was best. And I think when you get there and this medical trauma falls off of your shoulder, you no longer carry the burden of it on your backpack. I think you'll be from a point of view where you can look back on it almost fondly and be grateful and be thankful that the experience happened, because it's changed you for the better. It's fundamentally shifted who you are. And in my opinion, it's for the better. It's made me so much more empathetic, so much more caring, so much more appreciative, so much more vulnerable, so much more okay with like being like, yeah, I'm not okay. Like or, you know, like, this is what I think. It's made me so much more kind of outspoken and just very like okay to be the voice of reason, to stand up for what I believe in. And yeah, I think it's cool to have that perspective. It's incredibly liberating. And yeah, that just came to me. Wrapping up work here. Happened upon me. Felt compelled. Hope you're doing well. Whoever you are, wherever you are in this process, it's going to be okay. The universe loves you. You're okay. It's happening for a reason. Just find that reason and know that you're not alone, and know that your life is a privilege. We are so blessed to be on this world in this day and age with this technology, with the health that we have, even if it is somewhat compromised. We have an opportunity millions and millions of people would love to have. That's all for today, guys. I hope you're well. Hope you're feeling blessed. Hope you're going to have a great Christmas season with your friends and family, and go crush 2025, and realize that just because your plans have shifted, life's not over, and life is still incredibly beautiful and definitely worth living.